20 of the fantasy basketball season. And here's a few centers I look to pick up and add this week here. The first guy, Marvin Bagley III of the Detroit Pistons. So Bagley, it's been a down season for him, no doubt about it, and hard for him as well, getting traded from Sacramento to Detroit. But I think he's landed in a better spot. But he's been in and out of the lineup most of the season with injuries, protocols, or whatever the case may be here for Bagley. On the season, 9.8 points a game, 7 rebounds, 47% from the field. But the last couple weeks here, we haven't seen much of him. Is Bagley. Season of this season, his numbers have definitely dropped off here for Bagley. But now he's back in the lineup at Detroit. In the last month, his averages have been 12.8 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 52% from the field. So as long as he could stay healthy and on the court, he's going to get opportunities for this Piston team that's want to build for the future and see what they got with that trade, obviously, in the 4-team trade with Sabonis going to Sacramento at the NBA trade deadline. So the last few games he has played in, February 24th versus Cleveland, 16 points, 4 rebounds, a block, 61% from the field. February 25th versus Boston, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, a 3, 55% from the field. And then he missed all the games from February 27th to March 3rd. But March 4th, he returned as Bagley, and he had 18 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 56% from the field. So right here, he's going to get opportunities like I mentioned. He's definitely a talent who was a lottery pick a few seasons ago for the Kings, who just didn't work out with. And Detroit's going to give him the chances, and he's available right now in 77% of fantasy leagues. The next center I look to add this week's Eubanks of the Portland Trailblazers. So Eubanks, he signed on a few weeks ago, and I thought nothing of it with that 10-day deal. But right now he's getting an opportunity with this Trailblazer team, who's obviously banged up and traded all their main guys away, besides Lillard at the NBA trade deadline. So on the season, Eubanks, 5.1 points a game, 4.3 rebounds, 1 assist, 55% from the field. But the last couple of weeks here, 10.3 points a game, 7.8 rebounds, 1 assist, 75% from the field here for Eubanks. So he's getting the playing time, he's getting the opportunities, and he's making the most of it, where he just re-signed for another 10-day deal here, is Eubanks. So in my opinion, probably after this 10-day run here, he's going to sign on for the rest of the season if he keeps it up. February 27th versus Denver, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 66% from the field. March 2nd at Phoenix, 13 points, 8 rebounds, a steal, 83% from the field. Then March 5th in Minnesota, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 85% from the field. So he's doing great at field goal percentage, and he's been closing in on double-doubles with 1 as well in the last few games. So I would definitely go out there in deeper leagues and give him an ad available in 89% of fantasy leagues. The next center I look to add this week's DeMarcus Cousins of the Denver Nuggets. So Cousins here, he's shown some good flashes with this team, and he's also turned back the clock a little with a few huge games over the last few weeks here, is Cousins. But he's been up and down as well. But if he could get playing time and show consistency, he definitely could go off his Cousins. So on the season, 9 points a game, 6.1 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 44% from the field. But the last couple weeks here, 13.2 points a game, 7.2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.4 steals, a 3, and 56% from the field here for Cousins. So right here, as long as Cousins gets the playing time, like I mentioned, he still could go out there and put up numbers. March 2nd versus the OKC Thunder, 6 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, a block, 40% from the field. March 4th versus Houston, 31 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, a block, 3 threes, and 71% from the field. The biggest game for him in a long time. And then yesterday, I know, was a dud performance, 1.4 rebounds and 0% from the field. But I think Cousins could get things going once again. And it was just a bad ball game, only playing 10 minutes in last night's game. So right now, I would still go out there and get Cousins, and he's available in 71% of fantasy leagues. Next, I would look to add this week's Jared Vanderbilt of the Minnesota Timberwolves. So Vanderbilt, we've seen flashes from him over the last couple seasons, but this year here, he's definitely improved this year from last year. On the season, 7.1 points a game, 8.8 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 59% from the field. But the last couple weeks here for Vanderbilt, 6.2 points a game, 8.7 rebounds, 1.7 assists, and 55% from the field here. So right now, he's available in 52% of fantasy leagues. And with him, he just needs to get the playing time and he's been playing about 25, 30 minutes a game here as Vanderbilt over the last few games. On the last couple games here, March 1st versus Golden State, 2 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 100% from the field. March 4th at OKC, 4 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 50% from the field. And March 5th versus Portland, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 62% from the field. So right here, you just want to see him get more playing time as Vanderbilt, because he definitely has the capability of putting up good numbers. And this guy is a good rebounder as well, averaging, like I mentioned on the season, the nice 8.8 rebounds a game. So if he just played a little bit more, he could easily average a double-double, in my opinion. So right now, if you need some good rebounding and a pretty solid field goal guy at the center position, I think Vanderbilt could be a decent add this week. And the fifth and final center I looked at this week is Isaiah Robby of the OKC Thunder. So Robby here, he's been a good player this season as well. 8.4 points a game, 4.2 rebounds, and 51% from the field. But the last couple weeks and even the last month here, his numbers in playing time have gone up, and he's been a good add for fantasy owners. Still available, though, in 60% of fantasy leagues. So the last few weeks, 14.8 points a game, 6.6 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.4 steals, 1.2 threes a game, and 52% from the field. So right now, he's a little bit banged up with a back injury, is Robby, and it's day-to-day right now. So hopefully that back don't keep him out too long, and he could get back on the court and put up numbers. The last few games from February 28th versus the Kings, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and assists, 2 steals, a 3, and 40% from the field. March 2nd at Denver, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 4 threes, 69% from the field. And March 4th versus Minnesota before he went down with the back, 21 points, 10 rebounds, and assists, 3 steals, a 3, 46% from the field. So right now, hopefully he comes back like I mentioned, but this guy definitely has good capability of putting up good numbers, and that's what we saw before he went down with the injury. So right here, that's a few centers I looked at here on week 20 of the fantasy basketball season.